Good afternoon, Gasheads, and welcome to Matchday at the Mem, where the magic of the Cup is in the air as we build up to kick-off for our Emirates FA Cup third round tie against Sheffield United. A big thanks to everyone who watched last week's debut show and for all the comments and suggestions. We take on board all of your feedback as we look to get you closer to the action and feel part of the Matchday experience. We know that you are all missing being at the Mem right now as much as we miss having you here, and believe me, we really miss you. But we hope that you are all safe and well wherever you are watching us. We've got a cracking show lined up for you this week. I'm joined by former Rovers defender Byron Anthony, who will cast a look back at his favourite memories of playing in the blue and white quarters, as well as providing his insight into today's contest. You can get in touch for shout-outs and requests for future editions of the show, and make sure to join in the conversation by using the hashtag BristolRovers on Twitter. Don't forget, today's game is not available to watch on iFollow. Instead, it has been selected for broadcast on BT Sport's digital channels. A big occasion such as this calls for a big selection of tunes. So let's take a look at what I selected in today's Matchday playlist. We have at least one song from every decade since the 1980s in the mix. This match falls on the day between David Bowie's birthday and the anniversary of his death, so we have to kick things off with a classic from the legend. We also have a very special request in the form of Wasteland by The Mission, massive tunes from Blur, the KLF and Lethal Bizzle, brand new music from Tom Grennan and a pair of Steel City Rockers, Bring Me the Horizon and Def Leppard to round off the main set. As ever, you can listen into today's selection on our specially created playlist on Spotify. Look out for the links on the club's social media channels. Make sure to give it a like and subscribe to it. It gets updated with each match day. And if you have any requests, you can reach out to me. The only place you can find me is on Twitter at The Lance Cook. Keep your eyes peeled on there over the next few days, as there might be another All Request Fest happening just around the corner. Let's get into some match action. Today sees our FA Cup journey reach the third round of the competition with Premier League opposition visiting the Mem. Let's take a look at how we got there in the story of our cup run so far.
Westbrook to take from the left-hand side. Played in from the left end. Far post, it's Kilgore. The ball's bouncing for Baldwin, and he scored! Baldwin scores his second goal for Bristol Rovers, and that came from the blue, really. A corner kick from the left-hand side, and from almost on the goal line, Baldwin heads it into the net. Hanlon goes left to Oztuma. Oztuma's pass to Hanlon. It's on his right foot. He shoots. Oh, what a finish from Brandon Hanlon outside the area. Bends it around the goalkeeper, Liam Roberts. He celebrates his fourth goal of the season with a perfect finish.
The Hare in possession, looking for the ball over the top. He's put too much on that. Although the defender's got ahead to it, and it might come to Daly, and Daly has scored! Bristol Rovers are out of absolutely nothing, putting the ball into the back of the net, and there's a huge inquest at the heart of the Darlington defence. Saltmer came sprinting off his line, Atkinson headed it up over his head, and Daly, all he had to do was get there in front of the other goalkeeper. To McCormick, he's got Hare overlapping him, used him as a decoy, still going, now does play in Hare on the edge of the area, right-footed shot, lovely goal. Josh Hare gets the strike, his second in quick succession for the Gas, and that's what they're capable of when they do finally get the ball down and play. So Leahy, left-footed, looking to try and make it 3-0, 90 seconds before the break. A big, deep breath, and then left-footed low into the bottom left-hand corner. Keeper went the other way. Into Nicholson, edge of the area, looking to try and play in Oztuma. Oztuma's got past his man, and he slots it into the back of the net for the fourth goal. Rovers home and hose, and Oztuma gets his first goal in the blue and white. There was a little deflection off the defender there, and the Darlington players, well, they looked absolutely frustrated with themselves. Oztuma's got a huge smile on his face. Saltmer on his line. Leahy Little stutter step, and he goes exactly the opposite way. The goalkeeper went the same way the shot went in the first half, and he rolls it ever so delicately, gently into the side netting on the far side. It's towards the middle of the area, headed down by Aimer and stabbed into the back of the net. I think it's Sam Nicholson who's made the decisive touch. It is. Aimer's header might have been going in. Nicholson making absolutely sure, just a couple of yards in front of the goalkeeper. We wanted a few more goals in the second half, and we're what, 13 minutes in, and Rovers are very much obliging us. It's Rovers 6, Darlington 0.
Some fantastic goals in there, 8 in total, and hopefully more to add to that this afternoon. As promised, I'm delighted to introduce a former Rovers defender who is no stranger to an FA Cup run himself in a Rovers shirt. Amongst his 190 appearances for the Gas, he was part of our run in the quarter-finals back in 2008. He is, of course, Byron Anthony. Byron, a very warm welcome to the Mem. Welcome to Matchday at the Mem. You're the very first guest on our show. You've got the distinct honour of that.
Yeah, no, I did see you guys on social media last week in regards to the introduction of the show. It's fantastic, especially during these times and the tough times that we have currently. So it's kind of becoming the norm at the minute for what it is, and trying to adapt into that. So yeah, I did see you guys last week, so it's nice to be on the show, and obviously hopefully we can bring something good for the fans today leading into the game.
Yeah, and you know what this place is like when it's rocking, and it's a massive shame that the Gasheads aren't here this afternoon to support the lads, creating the atmosphere that they all know they can.
Yeah, I mean it's tough. Like I said to you before we went on air, it is a challenge, not only for the people not here watching, the fans that love the game, the players and the staff as well. It's different, it's a different atmosphere completely. It reminds you back to the old reserve team days when you turned out on a Tuesday afternoon where there was no crowds here apart from a few staff members. So it is a challenge, but players I suppose have got used to it now and the environment and what it's like. But hopefully that won't matter today, and the boys can get the result against Sheffield United.
As I mentioned earlier, you were part of that squad that reached the quarter-finals in 2008, an incredible run. What are your memories from that? Must have been amazing.
Yeah, I mean, we had some successful times here during my time as a player, and one of them was the FA Cup run, and I can look back to some really important times there. But I mean, Ricky's goal, I think, against Southampton here at the Mem and in front of a packed house was no more than a standout than any other, and I think it was a massive atmosphere on the day, and it was a great run in the FA Cup. I think we got beaten by West Brom in the end, and I think it was in the quarters or the fifth round. But a fantastic time, and it was a good run in the FA Cup. It's a special cup, it still is. Even though it's a challenging time with no supporters here, it's still a special cup.
You're well remembered by Gasheads. You're an important part of history. Of course, you were part of a promotion-winning squad as well as this FA Cup squad. What are your favourite memories of playing in the blue and white quarters?
Probably turning out here in front of so many Gasheads, passionate Gasheads that have played for many clubs. But the passion here in regards to the support is phenomenal. And the running the Johnston Payne Trophy, getting to the final there, even though we got beat, and then probably the main standout was the 2007 playoff final.
Yeah, of course.
It was 64,000 there, and 40,000 then was Gashead. So it was a fantastic game. Even though we went one down, we knew that we were going to get through, and kind of that running then from then on the end of the season, that was a real standout for us. I mean, we knew we were up against it. Even in the April time of that year, we weren't sure we were going to challenge for the playoffs. It was probably even in our thoughts, but when it come around, we had a right go, and the game here against Lincoln and up at Sincilbank against Lincoln were two fantastic games.
Yes.
Stewie Campbell's goal, a standout as one of those in the playoff semi-final, and then obviously the final where we go 1-0 down. Stuart Drummond scores nice and early, but then Richie Walker's class. The two goals were standouts. I mean, you put them in any league, they'll finish. Especially the lob finish would be a massive standout in any league in the world, let alone a League Two playoff final.
Yeah, no one talks about that goal enough today.
And then Sammy's little legs running over the halfway line, absolutely shattered. Trying to get over the halfway line to get to the goal was picturesque from behind.
Yeah. And
then every burst of energy that we had to try and celebrate the goal was so. That was probably the main standout, was the amount of Gasheads we had there on the day. And to turn out a 3-1 victory and to get promoted.
It was incredible, wasn't it? I remember being at Wembley Stadium on that day, and there was like a bank of empty seats, like just to just to the right of me, I think it was, where the goal was going in. And I was just like running along there, like, you know, blowing, like, you know, just to, like, you know, trying to convince that goal to go in and get us through. But it was incredible.
You know, imagine being on the pitch.
Oh yeah, absolutely.
But
absolutely.
it was a euphoria on the day. The feeling was phenomenal, and to see it trickle over the line, it literally looked like the wind was trying to suck it back out. It was going that slowly, but I mean the passion and the drive and the celebrations and the euphoria after it was memories that will last for a lifetime. And you can just hear the piercing noise in your ears as the goal trickles over the line, and then the final whistle goes 10-15 seconds later. Unbelievable scenes and great memories.
Yeah, incredible stuff. Moving on to today's match, it's a chance for the Rovers to go up against Premier League opposition. Doesn't happen too often. So as a player, what do you think when you get opportunities like this? Like, what would be going through the feelings of the lads in the changing room ahead of kick-off?
Yeah, I mean, I think looking at the game, it was just another game, and we used to treat it as just another game. Obviously, you have to respect the opposition for where they are and their calibre. I was fortunate to do my pro license with Chris Wilder at Dragon Park in Wales, so I kind of know how he is and how he'll set up his teams and what he's like. He's had some great results last season in the Premier League, and then they had a real good first season there, a little bit challenging this year. So yeah, I suppose for Rovers' sake, it's the case of looking at it and thinking, right, Sheffield United at bottom of the Premier League at the minute, have we got a chance to progress in the competition? And I think they'll be looking at that and really going, let's go for it, let's have a right go for it. Sheffield United might be low on confidence because of where they sit currently, even though I think they've got a better squad and a real classy manager. Yeah, I suppose it's one of them, real go for it and have a right go and see what happens. No lose situation.
You mentioned Chris Wilder, someone that you've worked with in the past. Someone else that you may be familiar with, Joe Day, our newest recruit in goal. What do you think he'll bring to the squad between now and the end of the season?
Yeah, Joe Day is a fantastic goalkeeper. Great stature, good shot stopper, good with his feet. He's someone that will bring an added value to the squad. I know he had a good move from Newport to Cardiff. He hasn't featured as much as he would have liked at Cardiff, but he's come here now and hopefully he'll get a few games under his belt while he's here, and I think he'll bring a plus to the squad and help the squad drive up the table.
We're very much looking forward to seeing him in between the sticks between now and the end of the season, that's for sure. I can't let this interview go without mentioning earlier this season you came back to the club in a coaching capacity. You're now working with the academy. How's that been going for you so far? And can you tell us a little bit more about the role?
Yeah, of course. I left Swansea end of September due to COVID and everything that was going on around. So it was obviously a tough time to leave there. But I spoke to the guys in the academy, mainly Chris Hargreaves and Adi Harvey, and it was a case of can I come back and support and help. And it was a great opportunity for me coming across. So I had 6 great years here previously between 2006 and 2012. So it was kind of bringing that kind of experience that I have as a player and my coaching experience now, fully qualified as a pro licensed coach, and trying to help the academy players and staff and trying to progress further. There's some players come through recently over the last couple of years, so it's trying to maintain that. I know it's tough at the minute with everything that's going on, so if we can get a player or two through to the first team or even a sale, that's a plus point for the football club. So I work through the club throughout the week, 3-4 times a week. So it's great, really. At the minute, obviously, it's hindrance because of everything that's going on, and trying to get sessions on the grass is quite a challenge. But yeah, I suppose it's enjoyable times at the minute in regards of player development and being back involved at the football club.
It's great to have you back. It really is. Moving back to today's game, so Rovers come into this with a bit of form. They're facing the Sheffield United squad, maybe low on the confidence, struggling in the Premier League. How do you see it going, and can we have a score prediction from you?
Score prediction. Always tough against the Premier League clubs. Obviously, they've got a lot of quality. So obviously, we'll need to be wary of that. But like I said earlier, if we have a right goal nice and early, which I know Tiz has set his stalls out early against his teams and put a few positive results on the front of this. So leading into the game, I would have thought go for it nice and early if we can. Get an early goal and see what happens there, but we've obviously got to be mindful of their quality. I'm going to go 2-1 Rovers.
2-1 Rovers, fantastic. I think I might go for that myself. I did last week. Thank you very much, Byron. That's it for the questions. Enjoy the game this afternoon, and thanks for joining us on Matchday at the Mem.
No, much appreciated. Thank you very much for having me.
From one former Rovers player to a current one, earlier this week we asked you to submit your questions for us to ask Zane Westbrook. You came up with some corkers, so let's check out what Zane had to say in response to them.
So Zane, the first question is, what's your go-to meal deal?
My go-to meal deal, it would be a chicken and stuffing sandwich.
Good shout. Very good shout.
What crisps would I have? I'd probably have either paprika or prawn cocktail crisps. One of the two. And then what have I got left? A drink?
Just the drink. That's just the drink, yeah.
I'll probably go with a Lucozade orange.
Very strong. I'd say that's a good all-round meal deal. So the second one is, who would be your best mate in the squad? Obviously, you've only been here since summer, but I guess a lot of new faces, familiar faces.
My best mate. I'd say I'm probably closest to Maxima. Just we did car school for the first few months, and we from the same area back home in Woking, so we probably know quite a lot of each other.
Yeah.
From journeys. Yes, I'll probably say him.
Yeah, I guess obviously it's quite a long journey from where you're from, so you get to probably get to know each other on the journeys.
Yeah, probably a bit more than most people, but I'm quite close to a lot of the boys, to be fair.
Yeah, and so the next question is, if you could play anywhere, but it had to be abroad, where would you play and why?
Oh, okay, that's tough. I would probably, might be quite a generic answer, but I think I'd say Barcelona.
Okay, yeah.
When I was growing up and watching football, always Spanish football on in late at night, and the Barcelona team of probably 5-6 years ago was unbelievable and made me love that type of football, the passing tiki-taka style, and so I think that would have to be my choice. And also, I've been to Barcelona quite a few times. I love the city.
Have you been able to watch a game when you've been there?
I haven't. I've been on a tour of the stadium, but I haven't actually been to watch a game.
Mm-hmm. That's definitely on the bucket list then.
Yeah.
And the fourth question is, who is your favourite footballer of all time and why?
Oh, favourite footballer of all time. In my opinion, Messi is the best footballer of all time, but I don't think he'd be my favourite. My favourite probably weird. I'm a Spurs fan, so I'm in love with.
Okay, so you've got like a cult classic kind of pick here.
I think it would be Modric. Would be
very good shout.
My favourite player of all time. I think he wasn't at Spurs for too long, but when he was there, he was way above the level. And just watching, I used to go and watch Spurs quite a lot, and he was unbelievable. And then he's obviously gone on to do even better things and won the Ballon d'Or. And I think I attempted to style my play on him when he came, and I think he would be my favourite player. If I was going to go and watch someone, I would want to go and watch him.
Mm-hmm. And the final one is, or from the fans, is who's got the worst dressing room habits in the squad?
The worst dressing room.
Who's well annoying in the dressing room?
It's a hard question. Who's the most annoying? I mean, Luke Lee and Kian as a double team are quite. they're a car school, or have a car school as well. So, yeah, I have to say them two as a double team. Always looking for some banter. They're always organising jokes, I think, on the way in. So they come in and I think it'd be them two.
They have it all set up just before they get into the dressing room.
They know exactly when one of them makes a joke, the other one's straight in, coming with the laugh just to back the other one. They know exactly what's going on.
Top bloke, a great sport, and fantastic to hear from the midfield maestro himself. Thank you to everyone who submitted questions for him. If you've missed taking part in the 50-50 draw just as much as I have in helping to present it here on Half Times at the Mem, the Bristol Rovers Supporters Club now have you covered with an online-only version of the draw. You can buy single or multiple tickets at a cost of £1 each, with 50% of the final income being given away as prize money and the other 50% going to the Bristol Rovers Academy. Buy your tickets on the Supporters Club website, which you can find at www.bristolroverssc.co.uk, Look out for the draw result online at half-time this afternoon, and good luck to those of you taking part. Our next bit of match action takes us to 7 days ago, where we were right here at the Mem, kick-starting 2021 with 3 points at home against Blackpool. The duo of Brandon Hanlon and Sammy Nicholson did the damage that day with a goal and assist each. So let's take a look at the action from a very, very good day at the office.
It was a good game to play, and very tough at stages. You know, the start wasn't great for us, and towards the end, you know, they had a lot more of the ball, but we take the positives out of it. I think you know, we had the right mentality. You know, after we went 1-0 down, we weren't disappointed, blaming anyone or anything like that. We were staying positive, and you know, we're on the pitch to get the 3 points, and that was our goal. And I think we had the right mentality to do that.
That's a poor attempted clearance from Ballard, and there's a chance for Rovers to try and break here as Nicholson gets it to Hanlon, edge of the area, right for his shot, and Hanlon into the bottom corner, as simple as that. Rovers get themselves back on level term. Lee uses Westbrook's run as a decoy towards the far post. Nicholson heads it down towards Hanlon. It comes back towards Nicholson. Oh, what a goal! What a goal, Sam Nicholson. It came straight back to him from his attempted cushioned header, and left-footed, he's volleyed that one sort of chest, I don't know, shoulder height, right into the corner.
The boys dug deep, you could see it. I feel like we went 1-0 down and we didn't really stop. It was definitely a great performance and a great win from the boys today.
You know, we had a tough game last one, you know, and it was important that we turned it around and made sure we got the 3 points. And I think you could tell on the pitch, even when they had the ball, we weren't going to give anything up. We were just focused on trying to get the win. That's the important thing at the end of the day.
I feel like we just take it game by game. The more times we can put 3 points on the board, the higher up the table we go. I mean, yeah, literally just taking it week by week.
A great way to start the year, and some unbelievable techers on show to boot. Any excuse to see that volley from Sammy again gets the vote from me. That wraps up this week's Match Day at the Mem. Thank you to everyone for watching. Don't forget, you can get in contact with us if you have a birthday shout out, any sort of requests, or any other suggestions for future guests that you'd like to see on the show. The FA Cup third round won't be the same without you guys packing out the Mem and bringing a noise to support the lads this afternoon. But we hope you're all keeping safe wherever you were going to be watching the game from. My thanks to Byron Anthony for the interview earlier, and until the next time, see you soon, and up the gas.